This is Austin, back today with another banger I'm finna drop on you. Today I'm going to show you how to unlock another important level of game. So buckle up as we dive into the good, the bad, and the ugly in game. Now, I was going to hold this one back since it's packed with value, but because y'all have waited so patiently and because I've had so many requests, I feel it's time. Today's nuance, how to lead women. Once you cultivate this potential, you'll create stronger chemistry, keep her invested, and become unstoppable in both short-term and long-term relationships. I've been talking to guys just like you who say they do fine in the early stages. The vibe is pleasant, dates go okay, maybe even a short term girlfriend, but then things fizzle out, she gets bored, stops responding, or ghosts. If this is you, then just quit game right now and join the monastery. No, I joke. Unless you look good bald, then maybe. If that sounds familiar, don't worry. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why this happens and how to fix it by unlocking one of the biggest puzzle pieces to the female blueprint. To be great at leading women, you need two things. Key number one, being the guy who takes action is how you break out of the passive role with women. The guy who plans dates, initiates phone calls and conversations, and does not wait for the girl's permission for everything. We call key number one becoming the initiator. One of the quickest ways to get used to this, becoming the initiator, is doing what you normally would even without the girl. And just start inviting the girl along for the ride is how you break out of this passive role. Most guys lose women because they start leading, then stop. Things seem pleasant, but without momentum, the spark dies. Women are usually waiting for you to create the spark because they're reciprocators. If you hesitate or keep asking her to decide, she checks out. Let me show you the difference. Two guys go on a couple of dates. The first guy asks her what she wants to do a dozen times, shows up without a plan, asks where they should sit, and ends the date with a polite hug that signals nice try. Guy number two calls her up, sets up the time and place, shows up confident, shares jokes, tells stories, and moves the night forward. The second guy leads the interaction versus the first guy, even if things look like they are going okay or pleasant. For the first guy, he is going with the passive flow, while the second guy leads without questioning himself and creates the spark, building chemistry. Guys always confuse pleasant or nice interactions for success and place too much importance on the outcome of things or how things are going versus being the active source of moving the interaction along. One thing to remember too is most girls are already pleasant to begin with, so don't mistake pleasant or nice for success. Pleasant does not equal attraction. Pleasant is what she feels at brunch with her coworkers, but attraction is what she feels when she doesn't know what's coming next, but she trusts you to lead it. The irony here is most girls are pleasant by default, so if the vibe is pleasant, you haven't really created much. You just joined her default setting. And guys who really get this assume things are already going to go well. They're not attached to the outcome. They're having fun, being self-amused, and that energy and the vibe makes the girl want to follow. Also too, this does not mean taking things to the other extreme. Some guys may take this too far the other way and where everything is about what they want or come off a bit controlling. Okay, that's not good. So the key here is just to have something planned over nothing. And a lot of times I still offer the girl a couple of options. That way she has some type of input. And going from there, doing something you both like. Leading is about confidence and direction, and then things going well or pleasant. Think about it from the perspective of the girl in the passenger seat example, and you being the driver, it becomes easy for you to shift from what does the girl want to do or asking her that a dozen times to bringing her along for the ride. Ironically, you can lead when she's even talking. Most guys think leading means speaking, but sometimes it's about steering. If she's talking, listen actively and then drop observations or statements that show presence. Like, you seem like the type who'd order dessert first, or you've got that energy of someone who secretly hates small talk. You're playfully directing the conversation instead of letting it drift into, so what do you do territory. Okay, now that we've covered the practical side, let's get into the other second major factor guys need to effectively lead women. The ability becomes simple once you know exactly what women look for. Women like to feel safe to follow your lead with a guy who can start a conversation, make key decisions, and carries himself with confidence so she can relax into her feminine. Ever heard a girl say something like that? Now, this is where most guys miss it. Logically speaking, it would appear that women and men can't change their masculinity and femininity. But looking below the surface at what's really being said and between the lines, which brings me to the second major key today, that is reading the underlying subtext. This is essential because to lead effectively, it's half practical, actively knowing what you can do, and the other half is knowing how to actively listen, and what to look for is equally just as important. You will get on great with chicks when you understand this nuance and listen to her on those deeper levels, or seeing just past the surface level is so key. I know my girl, and sometimes I'll ask her if she's hungry, and even if she says not really, I'll grab her something because I know her better than her words suggest. Or the classic example we've probably all heard once in our life when a woman says she's fine, but you know most definitely she's not fine when they say this. Her words are saying one thing, her tone and her action saying another. This is the underlying subtext, communicating two different things. And a third and final example, going back to the girl saying she wants a guy to put her in her feminine. At first, if you just gloss over the surface, it doesn't translate well, but if you read what's not directly being said, and between the lines for the subtext, it becomes clear the girl here means she is attracted to men who carry themselves in the masculine role so she can relax into her feminine role. If you only listen to the literal words, you'll miss the meaning, but when you pick up on the subtext, you connect on a deeper level. And she feels understood without her even having to explain. All right, easily enough. Remember, you will stand out to the girls when you take the lead practically, make plans, move the interaction forward, and stay congruent from start to finish. And next, pick up on the subtext. Listen beyond her words and respond with awareness. Do both, and your dates will flow smoother, your connections will deepen, and you'll separate yourself from the guys who mistake pleasant for progress. And here's the big takeaway. When you lead both practically and emotionally, you stop being the guy she's just having a nice time with and become the guy she feels something for. I'll keep covering all levels of game, beginner, intermediate, and advanced. So no matter where you are, there's something for you here. Keep unlocking pieces to the female blueprint. This is Austin. Until we meet again.